Hey YouTube, Ryan Pax here. It's been a little while since I've done a video, but today I have a review of one of the new Ironman 2 3 3/4 inch line. And as you can see, we have Warmachine here from the comic series. This is not the movie version of Warmachine. This rendition is supposed to look more like the comic books. But let's get started. First, I want to talk about the paint on this figure a little bit. I honestly think it looks pretty good. It might seem a little sloppy in parts, where it looks like they've kind of tried to add some weathering effects. Like right here. It looks like almost like it's worn or weathered, but I think it kind of works because, I mean, if it was really, he was really wearing the suit and everything, he'd get dirty and it wouldn't be an even layer over the whole thing. And like this arm is pretty uneven with where that effect is, but I think it actually works in its advantage. As far as articulation goes, it's pretty articulated. It works pretty good. The joints don't feel too tight, and most of them don't feel real loose or anything like that either. For the ankles, there's a little joint in there that allows it to go back. Not really much in the way of coming forward, but it goes back about that far. You can turn it side to side a little bit until it hits the sides. Double jointed knees, so you do get a nice bend like that. It has the ball on the hip, so leg comes up about that far depending on its position. It turns. There's a swivel right below the hip. The hip, they can be kind of tight and awkward to move at first, but once you get it going, it works pretty good. If it feels too tight, like you're afraid you might break it, I recommend heating it up with like a hair dryer or some boiling water. Works pretty good too. Just heat it up, move it around until it feels natural, and then let it cool back down to room temperature, and it should be a bit looser. For the torso joint, there's no middle waist. There's a joint on the top of the torso, like Marvel U-Figs have and G.I. Joes have, that is awkward and tight, but I mean, how often are you going to have it posed sideways like that? It's a little weird. Not a whole lot of forward and back, just a little bit of left and right. I mean, if you forced it, you can 360 him, but it's alright. The shoulders have, the armor has these little flaps, which I kind of don't like. I don't know how I really feel about them. It's nice that they move so that they don't completely hinder the shoulder movement, but at the same time it looks kind of bad. So I don't know. But it does have a ball jointed shoulders, so I mean they can go up pretty far with that out of the way. You can't really 360 it all the way around because it gets in the way, but that's alright. And it has the ball jointed elbow, so it can, well, I guess it's not really a ball joint, it's like a swivel joint. So it swivels and it bends about 90 degrees forward. Swivel wrists. On this side it does have this, I guess it's a gun sticking out. It kind of gets in the way of how far you can turn the wrist. But the other side that has the open hand, you can 360. The head seems to be more or less on a peg, not really moving up and down like hardly at all. I tried to take it off, but I was afraid that I would break it. I thought it was on a ball joint, so I guess I can't tell, so I just left it. I can't get it to 360 all the way around. The chin gets stuck on the shoulder side. But the other cool feature are his guns can come forward and go back, and then they can swivel. Shoulder mounted cannons and stuff. You can pop those off so you get a better view of those. And they look really nice. I mean, you can put one up, one down, have one pointing that way, that sort of thing. And these effect parts are pretty sweet. They're made of like a clear, like rubbery type plastic, and like this one has some paint apps on it. It has the little missile ends painted white, and it's like a green, clear clear behind it, and then it goes down to like a gray kind of smoky color, and it just fits on over top of that. And then the other cannon has this like machine gun type flare that just fits back on top. And then another nice feature that this figure has is that, well, I guess it's not really a feature of the figure, but it's a little plus, is that it comes with a base. Not a whole lot going on with the base. It's molded in this like sort of silvery plastic. It does have one foot peg on it, and they do have holes in their feet, so you just stick his foot on there. These cards that also come with it come out. The cards are printed so that the head and the arms are on a piece, the legs are on a piece, and then like the whole torso and hips are on one. And I don't really know what you're supposed to do with these except line them up and then stick them in the base. You can mix and match them with some different ones. I have some other cards within reach. So you can, here we'll give him Crimson Dynamo's legs and torso. Oh, it's one of these is backwards. The legs are backwards. So that's what he would look like with Dynamo's legs and torso. Or what Dynamo would look like with Warmachine's arms and head. I think this would be a really cool feature if there was some sort of customization thing where the figures, I mean, you could maybe have the arms and the head and the legs pop apart so that you could sort of customize your own suits, but I guess the cards is as good as it gets for that. But these are a really nice figure. They're running I think a little less than $7, like $6 and some change at like Walmart and Target, which is less than the Marvel Universe line right now. And I think I honestly think you get a higher quality figure with these than with some of the Marvel Universe figures. So if you can find these, definitely pick them up. They should be pretty much everywhere right now. I mean, Iron Man 2 is going to be a pretty big movie, so they're going to have these out as early as possible and as many places as possible to start their revenue stream. So, pretty good toy. Thanks for watching.